In this video, we will cover how to perform visualization of data frame in Pandas. We will understand the meaning and importance of visualization in Pandas, and then we will install matplotlib library, which is important to perform the visualization in Pandas. In the end, we will visualize all the operations that we have performed in previous videos. Data and information visualization is a field that deals with the graphic representation of data and information. It is a particularly efficient way of communicating when the data or information is numerous. So when you have to display the benefits of data visualization is, it is easy to understand. One can understand the data just by looking at it. It clarifies the trend because it uses the past data and it creates some kind of pattern. So this pattern can be used to analyze or understand what is going to happen next. One can show the snapshot of the enormous amount of data in a summary form. So for example, in this image you can see that this visualization is created using the crop data set, where based upon the rainfall. So rice has received the highest level of rainfall. So just by looking at it, we can understand that rice has received the maximum amount of rainfall or the highest amount of rainfall which is actually required for the rice crop, whereas muskmelon has received the lowest amount of rainfall. So in this way, we can understand the data easily just by visualization. Visualization covers the graphs, charts, pie charts, histograms, etc. So before we can move ahead, we need to install the necessary library, that is matplotlib, in our system or in our working environment. In this video, I will not cover everything about matplotlib because we have a dedicated module for that in future videos. So let's go ahead and install matplotlib. So first of all, we will start our mini conda. Here we have to start the environment in which we want to install the matplotlib. But before that, let me show you what errors you will get in case if you have not installed it. So I have this environment over here, conda activate ML. In this environment, I have installed Jupyter Notebook and Pandas. So let me navigate to the folder. Now I will start my Jupyter Notebook here, and let me go ahead and create a new notebook. Let's import the Pandas as PD and read the CSV file, pd.read CSV crop recommendation, and let me store it in a variable with the name df. Let me show you the snapshot of this data frame. So now if you want to plot anything, you just need to add dot plot in front of that data frame. See, we got an error which says import matplotlib is required for plotting when the default backend matplotlib is selected. So there is a method with the name magic method or dunder method. So let's try that. Still we are getting an error, this time the different error which says no module name matplotlib. See, the reason behind showing this thing is, if you have installed the matplotlib in this module, and even if you have not imported it, then also things will work here. But if you have not installed it on your current working environment, then you will definitely going to get this error. So in some of your system, if you have already installed the matplotlib earlier, and you are not importing it, and you are trying to run this command, and you will say that it is still working without importing it. So that is the reason. It is mandatory that we have installed the matplotlib on our current working environment. So let's go ahead and install it. So there are basically two ways, using pip and conda. So if you want to install it using pip, you can simply type it over here, pip install matplotlib. Now if I will run this, then the matplotlib library will be installed. The other method is using conda. So what I can do, I can start another mini conda prompt. Once the prompt is started, I will activate the same environment in which I want to install the matplotlib. So conda activate ML, and from here I will type conda install matplotlib, and I will just pass y parameter in case if there is any yes or no prompt. Okay, so matplotlib has been installed. So now all I have to do is I need to restart my kernel, and I'll just clear all the output. Now once done, run everything once again. Oops, I don't need to run this one actually. Okay, I'm sorry, I just misspelled this thing earlier. So it will be double L. Now here you can see that I can see this thing image appearing over here. We will talk about this more. Now here you can see that there is a visualization. Now I can also remove this line as well. This is also not required. So let's go ahead and learn how to perform more operations on this one. Now it is not mandatory to import this module, but it is a good practice to do that, because you will be performing more operations and which will be requiring this module. So let's import it for now. Now next is we are reading the CSV file, and this is the snapshot of it. Right now we are seeing first 5 values of this data set. Now we can perform the operation, this plot operation on the first five rows as well. So right now see, I have written df.head, and after that I have added .plot function, and I have also mentioned kind equals to bar. So there are a lot of options over here. Let me show you real quick what will happen now. So here you can see that earlier we had this numerical visualization. Now we have a pictorial visualization over here. And these are the general values that has been created based upon this data. So with this data, you can see that the value for rainfall is highest in all of these. So here, let's check. So the rainfall is 200. That's why it is showing a long bar for this one. We have a couple of options for this thing. What we can do, we can simply go ahead and type df.plot here and shift double tab. Now here you can see that we have a lot of options, which will be like we can use line, bar, horizontal, H for horizontal. We can create a histogram. We can create a box. KDE and density will require another library that will be a SNS, that is Seaborn library. Area and pie chart can also be created. Scatter and hex bin also be created. So next is you can simply go ahead and change it from here. Let's add bar H. Now you can see that it is appearing horizontally. You can also type line over here. So in this way you can do a lot of things using this. In case if you want to perform it on a particular column, then the other way is you can use the HIST histogram keyword over here, and you can perform it on a single column. So here you can see that. Okay, let me create one more column over here which says df and show me the value for nitrogen. Now we have first 5 values, or okay, all the values. So we have 104. What is your maximum value over here? Let me see the maximum value for nitrogen. Maximum value is 140. And what is the minimum value for nitrogen? Minimum value is 0. So you can see that we have 0 over here and 140 over here. And based upon that, all of this data in a bar chart has been created. In case if you want to perform it on a multiple columns, then you can do simple thing. You can just pass more names over here. So over here, since the cell is active, let me go ahead and see the names of all the columns. So I can simply type columns. Now here are the names of all the columns. I'll just copy all of them from here and I'll just paste it here. Now let's run it. Here you can see that although these are appearing very small, but this is how it will look like. You can also change the size of this thing by changing the value of fig size, FIGSIZE, and you need to provide the values in inches. So let me say 10 inches, 10 inches. Now this is appearing little bigger. Let's make it 20 by 20. Now it is appearing more bigger. So in this way you can just adjust the size based upon your requirement. You can also perform this thing with the group by. Here we have done what we have group by the entire data based upon the label. So if I just show you how it will look like, this is how it will look like. All this is a label. On the left side everything is a label, and on the right side based upon the label the rainfall average has been displayed. So mean is basically for average. So Apple has 112.65 average rainfall, whereas banana has 104.626 average rainfall. So let's go ahead and perform it on this thing. So what I have to do, I just need to type plot, and here I can simply run this application. Now this is a line chart. This is the line chart. You can see the highest rainfall is this point for the rice, and the lowest is for the muskmelon. So we already discussed in the PPT that muskmelon has received the lowest amount of rainfall and rice has received the maximum amount, which is more than 200. You can also display the pie chart. So for pie chart, what I have to do, temp.plot kind instead of line, since we have not provided anything over here, that's why the default is line. So what you can say, kind equals to pie. And when you are defining a pie chart, you need to set the subplots equals to true. By default it is false. Also I have increased the figure size so that it appear a little bigger. So here you can see that this is how it will look like. Now we can understand this. So this is how you can perform the visualization in DataFrame. We have covered more techniques of performing a visualization in our matplotlib section. With this we have completed this module. In the next module we are going to create a project.